Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lucifer here, business and spiritual consultant. As always, if it's your first time joining my channel, please subscribe, share, whatever, and welcome. And if you're wondering what is Lucifer doing on Earth, well, let me tell you, he's talking about everything that the Earth is made of, which is what business and spirituality. Yes, sir, Bob. So, there's a lot of spiritualists right now. There are pseudo spiritualists right now that are talking about the emotional spectrum. I personally am triggered by it. I am personally triggered by it. Reason why is because I feel like they're pushing people in the wrong position. Maybe not on purpose. Maybe not on purpose. I don't know. Maybe not on purpose. I have a hard time believing that it's not on purpose, but it feels like it might be on purpose. You see, the thing is, a lot of people underestimate and not underestimate emotions. See, a lot of people live their emotions, so they don't underestimate their emotions. They live them, right? And then there's other people that underestimate emotions because they don't believe that emotions are worth their time, right? In both cases, both people are right and both people are wrong. The reason why is emotions is, yes, number one, very powerful. So if you underestimate emotions, then you're losing. You ain't doing nothing but losing. And if you have too much of it, if you live in it too much, then you're not processing the information the way, you're not taking full advantage of what your emotions are, right? So a lot of people believe that vibrations is energy. Radio waves is energy. Fourth dimensional is energy. Fourth dimensional energy, right? Which is radio waves, magnetic waves, electricity, atomic, photon, light energy, atomic energy, nuclear energy. Those are all part of the fourth dimension and usable by humans on the fifth dimension, on the 5D. On the 5D, those types of energy are usable by the human body. But everybody talks about vibration, magnetism, poles, different poles, magnetism, attraction, obviously, and atomic. These are the four things that people talk about mostly. But they never talk about the emotional spectrum. In the laws of attraction, they do talk about the emotional spectrum. But in the laws of attraction, they only touch on it a little bit, whereas it's like, oh, yeah, you got to feel excited for the things that you're going to receive and stuff like that. Blah, blah. But the thing is, if you are a magic practitioner, you are also using your emotional spectrum. You don't have to, because magic is real. You don't need to create magic. Magic already exists. But what if you did have to use your emotional spectrum? What if using magic was the same as the laws of attraction? That would mean when you are praying to a god, you would have to put emotions behind it. But the reason why I say that there is still a slight emotional spectrum touch to magic is because you are activating a part of your brain that is sending signals to an extraterrestrial entity that you do not know exist or not. So in order to feel, you have to feel that this entity exists. You have to be aware. How are you going to be aware that this entity exists? Oh, because I can see it move. I can see it move a piece of paper, a glass of water on the table. So I know it's there. Yeah, but what if the spirit never moved the glass of table? How do you know it's here? Oh, well, I can feel it. How can you feel it? I feel it's freezing or it's hot. So I feel it. So you're telling me that this spirit is making you feel emotions in order for you to see him, because you can't actually see him physically. He has to create things in your body in order for you to know that it's there, right? And then judging from that, you can now build yourself an imprint or an image of this so-called entity. So the entity actually used your emotions to make itself known. And now if you practice magic with that spirit, you now have to do the same thing. You have to use your emotions. You have to know that what's going to happen is going to happen. You have to be clear that what's going to happen is going to happen. You have to use your emotions. But that doesn't mean that you're emotional. That does not mean that you're emotional. That means you are using your emotion for a specific reason. You're cataloging your emotions to be used for your own benefit. So a lot of spiritualists out here kind of like trying to tell you, oh, your emotions this, your emotions that. It's just emotions. You don't really need emotions. Yeah, 50-50. 50-50. I use emotions in order to create things that I want. I use emotions to manifest things that do not exist. I create things that are not in my immediate timeline or space of existence. I use emotions to make it clear into my subconscious and my mind that this thing is already here. And this is the reason why you got to use your emotions. This is why you can't throw away your emotions. Because if you listen to certain people, they're going to tell you throw away your emotions. They're not useful. And then you're going to listen to other people. They're going to be like, well, you got to have emotions. Life is not great without emotions. And as much as I don't use emotions on an emotional spectrum, in an emotional state, on a classical emotional structure, amalgam, I tend to agree with the people that say without emotion, life isn't fun. I don't believe that you should cut yourself off from all your emotions. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I think you should cry when you feel like crying. I think you should be happy when you feel like happy. You know what? You should cry when you don't feel like crying. You should be happy when you don't feel like being happy. You should feel sad when you're not sad. That's what I think. I think you should do all those things when it's not the time to do it. And then when it's the time to do it, change those emotions to something that makes you feel better. So if making you feel sad makes you feel good, do it. If making yourself happy when it's a bad time to do it, do it. Why? Because it's a spectrum, it's a wave, it's a radio frequency. It's electrodes in your brain. It's an electric magnetic field around your body. It's your aura. Your aura is now connected to the universe. It's connected to your surroundings. Your surroundings is connected to the atmosphere. The atmosphere is connected to the outside of the world. The outside of the world is connected to your universe as we know it. Yes, sir. So your emotions are very powerful. Your emotion can change your state of being. Your emotion can change the state of being of somebody else. Your emotion can change the color of your aura. It can change your personality. You can change personality, but before changing personality, you got to change the emotions you feel. Before you become a new person, you got to change the emotions you feel. How are you going to become a new person if you don't feel like that new person? So the more you feel, like that new person, the more you become that new person. And you're gonna listen to, YouTubers tell you about, all the emotions. There's people out here that got too much emotion. Shut the fuck up. Nobody fucking asked you. It's none of your business. If you don't have anything to say, if you can't teach, if you don't want to teach, shut up. Don't talk about things that you don't want to talk about. Why? That's the thing I don't understand. These YouTubers out here making videos about things that they don't actually want to talk about. That makes no sense. If you don't want to talk about that, then why mention it? Talk about things that you want to talk about. This is YouTube. This is why it was built. This is the reason why YouTube was built, so you can talk about things that you want to talk about. Makes no sense. Some people this, some people that. Doesn't matter. What do you bring to the table that gives me insight on what the emotional spectrum is? Because so far, some of you guys been repeating the same thing over and over again. Either y'all feel manly, either you guys are alpha males that feel so manly that they can't cry, and everybody that's a little bit emotional, they crazy as hell, and you should get away from them. It's either that, or they don't say shit. They don't have any idea of what the emotional spectrum is. They don't know what an empath is. They don't know how to send a message, a telepathic message, using their emotions. Because most people think they have to use their brains in order to send a message to somebody telepathically. No, you can use your emotions. If you're angry at someone, this person will feel the anger that you have against them. If you're happy with somebody, this person will feel the happiness that you have about them. If you are, whatever. If you feel sexy about a person, this person will feel, and so on and so on. There's a plethora of application that you can use using your emotions that some of these guys don't want to talk about. But they keep making videos talking about emotions all the time. But they never mentions the applications that are used for. I just did. And it's not the first time. I made a video a long time ago, a couple months ago. Your emotions are not your best friends. And then somebody made a video right after, your emotions are your best friend. No, you're leading people astray. You're just saying shit because your butt hurt because of some I said about you, and now your butt hurt, and now you're saying a whole bunch of garbage to people. No, the way this shit works, you're supposed to, if you don't like me and I make a video that is bullshit, you're supposed to say shit that's better than the shit that was my video, man. That's how that shit works. You don't start lying. You don't make shit up. Just don't say nothing. Wait for your chance. You'll get it at some point. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not hoping, but that's how it works. You don't start saying a whole bunch of nonsense, but I understand some of you guys are spiritual leaders and some of you guys are just spiritualists. So I get it. I understand. Or magician, whatever you call yourself, sorcerers, whatever. So I understand that part. But then there's some spiritualists too that say shit like that. And emotions, if you're feeling emotions because the sun and the moon are in retrograde, and that now the moon is too high, so the tide is rising. It says the tide is rising, the atmosphere is all weirded out, and now it's messing with your system, and that's why you're feeling crazy because it's a super moon, and on the 12th, and all that. That's crazy, man. And even if it's kind of true, you are always capable of changing those emotions. Maybe sometimes it's harder to do than other days. True. There's sometimes I feel depressed and I don't feel like getting out the bed, and I don't feel like changing. I feel like being depressed. I don't feel like it's a right thing for me. It feels weird to me to change my emotional spectrum at this particular time because my body's tired. Because my body's tired, my mind is tired, I am depressed. I think this depression is a good thing, and I should take advantage of this depression to heal my mind and heal my body. And then I can feel better later. Once my mind, my body, and my soul feel better from being depressed, from resting, from being depressed, when I'm done being depressed, then I can change. When my physical body feels better, then I can focus on trying to change my depressive state by doing activity or some shit like that. But sometimes the depression is actually a good thing because you kind of like your body's already sore and stuff and blah blah. Like you was already, you know. So depression is good. You just sleep a little bit, you sleep it off, and then you wake up, you feel better, and stuff like that. You drink some Red Bull and shit, and then bow, you're ready to go again. So in those moments, the depression is actually good. It's actually helpful for you. So I'm not gonna get out of bed. I'm gonna stay depressed. I am staying depressed. Today I'm depressed. I don't feel like doing shit. I need to heal. I need to recuperate. This my body and my mind telling me I need to recuperate. I have taken hits, whether it is emotional hits, physical hits. I've taken hits. I have been damaged. Now you need to, and there's something spiritual about it too. Because sometimes the spirits are gonna agree with you. The spirit's gonna be like, nope, dude, this is one of them days where you need to sit your ass in bed and not move 1 inch. And if somebody calls you on your phone, you don't answer. If somebody leaves you a message on YouTube, don't say nothing. You just sit there, be depressed. Tomorrow's gonna be another day. We're gonna bang out until it rang out. You know what I mean? So the emotional spectrum is very important. It holds more application. Like I told you, you can do telepathy with emotions. You can attract things. You can use power. You know what? Here's the secret. The laws of attraction is a load of garbage. And you want to know why? Because you're just the emotions. Yes, I said it. Just with your emotions, you can manifest things. Just with your emotions. So never mind everything that you heard about the laws of attraction. I'm a fan of the laws of attraction too. But if we're gonna go down that route, because I'm gonna say some crazy shit. If other people say crazy things and I can't say crazy things, I'm gonna say some crazy things too. Laws of attraction is garbage. You wanna know why? Because just with your emotional state, you can manifest. Laws of attraction tell you need to drink water. You need to have a vision board. You need to do this. You need to do that. You know what? Screw all that crap. Just with your emotion, you can manifest things. Just your emotions. You don't know nothing about laws of attraction. Nothing. No water. You drink juice all the time. No water. You just drink juice. Nothing. Just with your emotional states, you can manifest. Maybe not a bunch of, but just with your emotional state, you can manifest. Of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit, Not on the emotional manifestations, though. That I'm not exaggerating. Maybe the rest of the shit, yeah. That, though, I'm not exaggerating. Just your emotions can manifest things. You're not even aware of your subconscious. You're not even aware about enveloping yourself in the things that you want. You're not even conscious of none of that stuff. You have the worst friends possible. You live in the worst area possible, bro. You have the worst opportunities possible. And I'm guarantee you, just with your emotions, if you're a person in that particular state of mind or particular state of living, just with your emotions, you can manifest. That's how strong emotions are. That's how strong emotions are. So you have to be careful who you listen to when you listen to these so-called entertainers, spiritualists. Because some of these guys, if you Google them, it says entertainer. It does not say spiritual leader. Some of these guys, not all of them, but some of these guys, it says entertainer. It says musical artist. Some of these guys are musical artists. They are not spiritualists. So you gotta Google who you listen to sometimes, man. You gotta Google. Just saying. If you Google me, you're gonna see a businessman. That's what you're gonna get. If you Google me, you're gonna get a bunch of stuff. But it doesn't say entertainer. It doesn't say musical artist. It says owner or creator. But you're never gonna see musical artist. So you're thinking, some of you got, some, not all of them, of course, some of them are not. Some of them are not musical artists. But still, you got to be careful when people are just throwing things, right over their heads. Oh, emotions, blah, pish posh. That's insane. It's crazy. You don't know what you're saying. You have no idea. You're not advanced enough, man. You are not advanced enough to know these things. And that's why they keep bringing me back. They keep pulling me back in, because they don't have this kind of information. Because most of the people, they listen to bullshit and they're just repeating other things other people already said, just regurgitating information. They're just regurgitating. Not everyone. But a lot of people regurgitate information from other people that already made a video about it, and then that guy, and then that guy. So everybody ends up mostly talking about the same thing all the time. So when you get somebody like me, it's like rare and shit. It's not even supposed to be rare. It's true. It's like it's rare. It's not supposed to be that rare. It's not that rare, because you can learn about these things, man. I had to learn about these things. I had to learn about it, man. Like, I didn't just, I just didn't wake up. Like, I didn't wake up knowing all of this. I had to learn it. Like, it's not like I just like open up a box of cereal and then boom, oh shit, okay, emotional spectrum is energy that I can use to manipulate reality. Oh shit, okay. Right? Like, you don't find that shit in cereal boxes, man. You gotta learn it somewhere, somehow, And then you got these guys that are completely deviating you from learning that shit by telling you, oh, emotions is garbage. Emotions for pussies. You're not an alpha male if you got emotions. Fuck it. Pardon my language. Pardon your face. But that's what it is. That's how these guys act. That's how they act. They're like, like you're a wimp. Bro, chill, like relax, like relax. No, for real. This is nonsense. It's nonsensical. It's becoming nonsensical. It's at a point where it's becoming nonsensical. They do these and they repeat it over and over again. And the worst part is, I've noticed, like, some of these guys started making videos about the emotional, like, the shit is actually interesting to them. That's the worst part, because they only started talking about emotional spectrum energy since I started talking about this shit. Because before that, they wasn't saying that shit. They wasn't saying that, oh, emotionals for wimps, emotions for wimps, and you gotta be an alpha male, and you gotta, yeah, yeah. Yeah, get down. Yes, I know, like, bro, like, chill, like, relax, like, for real, like, they didn't used to talk about it, and now they're all, they're going all full Schwarzenegger on people right now, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, and it's interesting to you because it's still in your head. 3 months later, 4 months later, I did the video. It's still in your freaking mind. It's still in your mind. I don't even talk about it. I don't talk about it. I see these videos. I see these people making videos about emotions. I don't talk about it. I don't jump to the first occasion to be talking about emotions. I don't do that. I don't care. That's my shit. That's my personal ability. That's an ability that I'll teach you on my website. It's an ability that that people close to me that I give to. People that I trust, I'll give them that power. Some of them already have that power, whatever. But that to me is like, it's not. I'm not saying like it's an intimate thing. It's just I'm not going out of my way to talk about it, even though I could. Unlike some of these guys that don't even consider emotional energy as real energy. They're just sitting here, throwing that shit 4 feet in the air behind their heads and not caring, So what's really going on? Hey, first of all, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel, man. Comment, leave a like, leave a like, comment. Is that it? Share, yeah. Share, leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel, man. Because this is where some of these guys take the information from, man. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you slipping. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you are straight slipping, bro. You are straight tripping. If you listen to my channel, and then you go listen to somebody else's channel, and then you listen to whatever the person says in the channel, and then you come back to me, and you're not subscribed to me, but you're subscribed to the other dude's channel, I mean, even though the other dude is telling you the same thing that I said in my video, he's like regurgitating my shit, or he's flipping whatever I said. Subscribe to my channel. There's no reason not for you not to be subscribed to my channel. Shit don't make no sense. Don't be emotional, man. Stop being emotional, dog. Don't be emotional, man. Just subscribe to my channel, bro. Anyways, but like I said, emotional spectrum, very important, man. Very important. You know what? We're gonna do a half and half here. I'm just gonna put the arcs in this video. I'm just gonna put the arcs in this video. It's like 27 minutes, so let's make this 40. So but we'll talk more about what I'm about to talk about. By the way, if you just tuned in, my name is Lucifer, business and spiritual consultant, as always, and we're gonna change the subject a little bit right here. But this is a very interesting subject. A lot of people are not gonna like this. A lot of people are not gonna like what I'm about to say. Humans are gonna like. Some humans are gonna like what I'm gonna say. Some other humans are gonna think I'm crazy. Some other humans are gonna think that shit's cool. But one thing's for sure, there are some entities, some enterprises, especially enterprises, that are not going to appreciate this second half. I'm not doing this second half to gain any negative attention. It's just, the reason why I gain negative attention is because these enterprises know that I know the truth, so I gain negative attention because I'm not guessing. I'm not researching. I know that it's that. So that's the difference between somebody that's researching and he doesn't have negative attention going towards him versus me that actually knows those things. So I get negative attention because I know those things and I'm repeating it back to the people. And where you have confidence behind what you're saying and you believe what you're saying is the truth, well, people tend to believe you. So sometimes that's the reason why some people come after you when you say certain things, and then they don't come after you for saying other things. And sometimes it's like hard to understand the difference. So I was talking to somebody. This person had a dream. And in the dream, there was a basketball court. And this person was like, do you think that a basketball court has any signification? And I said, yes, it does. I'm not going to tell all the details of the dream, obviously. But to me, a basketball court, any kind of court, any kind of playing field, is a portal to me. And not just to me, to the people before us too. To these so-called rich people that own conglomerate companies, making money off of these things that are not theirs to start with. No, basketball is not a game that didn't exist before we were here around. Basketball existed before we were around. Soccer, football, basketball, even baseball, hockey, tennis, figure skating, or maybe not figure skating, but ice skating, speed skating. All that existed before we were here. Yes, I am kind of referring to that video with the guy, obviously. But it's true. The gods love these sports. The gods play these sports in their kingdom. Hockey is a Canadian game, but it's very beloved by the gods. Hockey is a very beloved game. And I think if you read about history, if you read the history of hockey, I think it actually came from the Mayans. But unfortunately, they were playing hockey with people's heads. So a lot of Mayans are kind of like, right? Like they're kind of like, they don't want to be like, oh yeah, we created hockey by, cutting off people's head and hitting it with a stick inside of a goal. I mean, it's not very nice. It's not a very nice thing. So Mexicans don't say that they invented hockey. They're not going to say that. It's like basketball. Basketball too. You see the ball when they shoot the ball that it wasn't the ball. It was somebody's head. They used to throw somebody's head in the hoop. It was basketball. It was legit basketball, man. Hockey too. So these games are very beloved by the gods. Not because they used to take heads of people. It was just a game. People, they love getting. Maybe the Mayans used people's heads, but the gods used the ball. They used the real ball. They didn't use somebody's head. Maybe in hell, maybe Lucifer used to use somebody's head from time to time, as a joke. But I believe that they had legit teams with superstars in them, like pro athletes, athletes, Atlantean, Athens. They had athletes. The gods had athletes that would play for them, play for their realm or their dimension. Mortal Kombat. It's not Mortal Kombat, it's sports bat, whatever. So there's two arches on a basketball court, right? One side is black and the other side is white. Black and white, yin and yang, duality. Heaven and hell. The battle of heaven and hell has always been played on the courts. Heaven and hell battles are always played and interpreted back to you as a sport. And that's only one of the ways that the battle of heaven and hell is interpreted as. That's why I love sports. So on one side, there's the whites, heaven. And on the other side, there's the black shirts, hell. Or good and evil. I would say evil and good. You know. So evil and good, white versus black, always been represented like that. And still till this day, the ritual of that still exists. Because nowadays you're like, oh, what are you talking about? All the shirts are colored. No. It's colors versus whites. So the black team is represented by colors. The away team is represented by whites. I think the away team is whites, and the color is home, right? So the black team is always the home team, and the white one is always the away one, right? So I digress. Like I said before, heaven, hell, and all those things can be represented as the white team. And then you got the home, the good, darkness, blah blah, black team. And then there's two arches. They have to enter one or the other's arches, because in hell there's an arch, in heaven there's an arch too. In order to win the game, somebody has to penetrate somebody else's arches to score a point. Some people choose to score points from outside the arches. The shooters. And you have point guards and blah, blah, blah. FBs and stuff like that. Shooting guards and centers and blah, blah, blah. But let's look at here. So you don't believe me, right? I'm crazy, right? Heaven and hell is not played on a basketball court, right? I'm insane. But a lot of people like phonetics. I like phonetics too. And etymology. I like etymology too. Look at the word professional. Now, a lot of people are not gonna like me here, because they're gonna be like, man, you on their jock, man. You repping, they're multi-million-dollar and blah blah blah. You just trying to get on the job. No. The word is called professional. The first part of the word is saying profess. See, there's a difference between being a prophet and professing. Because somebody that professes can actually be anyone. You can profess whatever, any time of the day. You see, the art of professing is being under the influence of information and then throwing that information towards people. So when the people hear it, they're like, oh, he's professing. You're professing. No one said that he was a prophet, but people know and can hear when someone is professing. So there's a difference between being a prophet, which is your everyday life, you're just like that, and then professing, something that anyone could inadvertently or accidentally do. So now what we have, flash forward a couple thousand years, what do we have on TV? Professionals. Their job is to profess. They get paid to profess. They get paid to make an interpretation of something that could, would, or has been. Heaven and hell. Good and evil. Whites versus blacks. There's some teams that have black jerseys, but they can't all have black jerseys. But if I have a pink jersey or a gray jersey, why can't the other guy have a black jersey? I'm not going to get mistaken. There's black jerseys on my team's in gray, his team is black. Why would I be mistaken? No. Every damn game, it's either your white jersey or your black jersey. You choose. And you can choose too. Sometimes you can be like, it's originally classically known that away teams are dressed in white and black teams are dressed in black. And home teams are dressed in black. But you can choose if you want to. The away team can be like, you know what? We want to be blacks. But if they choose to be blacks, the other team has to be whites. So they have to put their white jersey on. And what happens when they're playing the game? Why is it important? So this is what I was talking about. This is a little bit connected to my beholder energy right there. There's a slight beholder energy. There's a slight beholder energy there if you look deeply enough. Why is it? Because if you know what's going on upstairs, then you know how that match is going to end up. You know who's going to win. You know who's going to score. You already know the plays. I don't watch basketball, but I am aware of specific players for some reason. But I don't watch basketball, but I know those players. I know who they are. I'm very aware. I know they're good, but I never watch them play. Ever. I'm not saying that's the case for Zion Williamson, because he's the bomb. He's a prophet. But he's a prophet because he's pretty good. Now I'm bullshitting. Now I'm bullshit. But Zion Williamson's the shit. Anyway, so point is, they are professionals. They are paid to interpret a prophecy. They are not prophets. I didn't say they're prophets. They can consider themselves to be prophets that there's business. As long as there's business, don't disturb my business. I don't care what they call themselves. But one thing that is for sure is that these guys that know everything, or these guys that like to think that they know everything because they know more than the people that are watching this video right now, and they're the ones that's actually ruling the world, or stopping people like me from ruling the world because I actually owned the world before they did, and they fucking know that shit, but no one else does. Those guys pay those Atlanteans, those Atalians, those Athenians, those Apollonians quadrillions of money to stop looking into Atlanteans and all that shit. To shut their fucking mouths and just play basketball. So shut your fucking mouth and just play football, which is fine. You can be an Atlantean if you want to. There's nothing wrong with being an Atlantean, Olympian from Olympia, right? Which is an actual country. And it's not in Rome, but it's in Greece, right? Where all the gods used to live, right? Because Hercules was an Olympian, right? Isn't Hercules actually created the Olympics? Isn't that? I mean, okay, I might be wrong. Maybe I'm going too far there, but you see where I'm going with this, right? So they get paid quadrillion amounts of money to prophesize things, happenings, spiritual happenings. And some of these stories we are not aware of. We can't be aware of all the games. But when it's important, trust me, we all know. And I'm not talking about the Stanley Cup or yeah, it's Hercules that that's what I'm saying. Hercules invented the Olympics. So these games are all God based. They're all stories based off gods or the great war that's going on outside, or sometimes it's just the energy of the person. Because they represent shit. They represent things. Don't you find it kind of funny? Every time a sport is around, the people that play the sport actually come from another country. You know, it's weird. You know, like even basketball. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but even basketball was created by Europeans. You know, apparently. You know, technically it was created by Europeans, and you know, Americans and Europeans. Where it came down from, well, our last generation of basketball came down from England, and then the Americans, you know, American people be like, you know, oh, that's a cool game. We're gonna develop on it, but all of a sudden, there's barely any white people playing. Like they're all like, you know, they're all black. I mean, let's face it, most basketball players are black. I mean, I'm not saying anything new here. I'm not, you know, you know, football too. You know, soccer, another game that was raised in England. Brazilians are the best at the game. What Brazil is like the other way of it's like near China. You know, it's like it's so far away. Why are they better? Wouldn't you have time? Logically thinking, wouldn't the people that invented the game be better than everyone else? Right? I'm not being racist. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be racist. All I'm saying is think about it for 2 seconds. You had a lot more time to practice than anyone else. And I'm pretty sure if you invent something even right now, you're going to be the best at it for a long time. I'm just saying. So we watch, you know, the little, you know, commercial or the cartoon on TV with the heritage shit when they tell us, oh, white people invented basketball. No, white people discovered basketball. They didn't invent it. Don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to start some pardon my language, some Pan-Africanism here. Don't come at me with your Pan-Africanism. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to, you know, open your mind up to specific possibilities, specific spirituality that you might not have been aware of. Like I said, I don't get paid to tell you this stuff. I'm probably going to catch some flack from some entity or some enterprise or somebody. Maybe my girlfriend's going to be mad because she's white and she's going to be like, what you got against white people? I'm like, nothing, honey, I love you. I'm just, you know. I might catch some flack here, you know, so I'm not doing this, you know. I'm gonna catch some flack from somewhere, somehow, in some shape or form. But at the end of to me, that's proof that something is real. When somebody says some shit and he comes under pressure, that means that shit is true. To me, I will think that automatically. If somebody tells me something and he catches flack right after he says it, I believe you. Automatically, I would be like, I believe you. Automatically. I wouldn't even think twice. I'd be like, oh, he's telling the truth. Because why would he get attacked? Who's gonna attack somebody for lying? I mean, like, you know, like, who does that? I mean, I guess it makes sense in some cases, you know, like Justin Trudeau's a liar, so he gets attacked all the time. You know? But that makes sense. He's lying to people all the time. He's ruining the country. That makes sense. You know, but if somebody tells you, yo, man, you know this thing that did, and then some fucking agency, you know, some guys and dressed in all black start running after him, shit, yeah, I'm gonna believe him. You know, I'm not. There's a very high chance. There's a 102% chance that I will believe the guy. You know, like that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Me, I'm telling you, open your mind up to that possibility. Like I told you before, arches, those things are portal, rectangle, or a diamond shape, or a square. It's not really a rectangle. It's just a square. It's actually two squares. The basketball court is actually two squares. That makes one rectangle. There's two portals. There's two realms. There's two planes. That's what we call in the virtual reality world. When you work in virtual reality, that's how you call a square. You don't call a square a square. You call it a plane. It's a plane. And you know what you do with a plane? A plane, this is a plane, right? And you know what you do with a plane? You use it to create things. So your creation starts with a square. Starts with a plane. You got to have a plane in order to build things on. So these guys are making a bunch of money. So, you know, there's a lot of us humans, we're like, oh man, we need the best, we need the best, we need the best. Why? What's so important about having the best? I mean, like, it's okay to be the best. I mean, you know, there's not, but, and I'm not judging you for wanting the best. It's okay. But have you ever stopped to ask your question, why do we need the best? What is our purpose? At the end of the day, where are we bringing this person? Why are we bringing this person in? Where are we going with this? Or is the answer already there? Because my job is to find the best Atlantean in the country. But that's my job. But there's other people that take care of this guy. There's people that's going to pay him. There's people that's going to take care of him. He's going to have a trainer. He's going to have a coach. He's going to have an assistant coach. He's going to have a PR team. He's going to have a street team. Why are all those people here? What exactly are we doing? Why are we so involved in this? Why do we have so much emotion into this person or this basketball, football, baseball team? What is really going on behind all this shit? Are you aware enough to look deeper into your emotion and see the spiritual connection between you, whatever's going on up there, and whatever you're watching at the moment? Or do you have enough awareness? Some people might, and some people don't. I don't think what I'm talking about is something that people will be able to do spiritually in 5 years. I think people are already doing that right now. It's just those people don't have a YouTube video. Because they're watching basketball right now, watching the heaven and hell duke it out. Or two different energies, two different entities duke it out on the basketball court. It's not really a basketball game. It's a basketball game, but there's a lot of shit going on that people don't understand. Some people are like, oh man, this is CG, this is CGI. Maybe there's some games that have to be CGI, but why is it important for them to put a game in CGI? Why don't they just give up? We can't go to see matches anymore anyways. What is this Matrix all about? What are we really looking at? Anyways, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to leave you on that note because I'm hungry. I'll see you on the next one, man. Have a good one. Peace out.